Hey guys, welcome back. Sports Talk in the Mancave. We are having a little special edition today with our visitor, Toby, who is sideways right now. We'll turn it the other way. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Good job. There you go. Toby, tell everybody about yourself.
Good evening. Once again, I want to say I'm honored to be here. I know I've been following you guys for a while. Thanks to Coach Cruz from Cigarroa. My name is Jose Santos Tobias Jr., and I'm the offensive coordinator for Nixon High School. I'm also the girls' head track coach, and I work at Lamar and I help coordinate the athletic sports over there for the boys.
All
Man,
right, Laredo, Texas. Hey, Coach, I got the first question for you. Are our old Martin Tigers finally going to beat the Nixon Mustangs this year if everybody's healthy?
Sir, that's one of the oldest and funnest rivalries. I've been on both sides of it, and it really, I think, for the kids and for the alumni on both sides. I mean, every time that doesn't happen, it's really a tragedy. Unfortunately, I've been a part of two Martin Nixon games that have not taken place back in '94, if you can recall that. I know
Yeah.
that Coach Cruz probably doesn't remember.
what happened?
Carlos, I don't even think he was born then, and this year, so it's real tough, man. It's for the kids, the community. I know that I mean, it's awesome to get on the field and you look to the right and see a green, look to the left and see a red, and it's just awesome. And it's just tough that it didn't happen for our kids.
Yeah.
And I think
There
it's
was
a
a
rite of passage that they didn't get to.
there was a poll that came out, right, guys, about voting for the best rivalries in the whole state of Texas. I think Nixon and Martin was on there, right, Chale?
Yeah, Nixon and Martin were on there, and I wish that a lot of people voted because that is a great rivalry. I mean, going back to the bonfire days that we remember, I mean, those were great old days that, I mean, everyone was looking forward to that. The stadium would get packed, and there people standing all around. I mean, they would put bleachers in the back of the end zones, but even at that, they had to put ropes because everyone would stand along the ropes as well. I mean, they would pack the house. It was great. Everyone would look forward to that.
It
Yeah.
almost turned into a little bowl, like a little bowl, because like Mr. Cruz is saying, in the back of the end zone, all those bleachers and all around it. So it was like a little bowl inside. I know that I can recall being a proud graduate from Martin. I can recall going to some bonfires because my dad was a security guard, and I was like 4 years old, and I can still remember going to one at the old Civic Center, and it was just crazy. And that's when my love for the rivalry began, even at a very young age.
Yeah, we all look forward to those games all the time, man. It was and we used to go with our dad all the time to all these games, and it was amazing, man. I love those rivalries. I was a Martin Tiger fan. Ended up going to Nixon, of course, but I was always a Martin fan. And hey, you know, it
I,
was
I
one
was
of
I
those
was
things, man.
Martin Tiger fan until Charlie Cavazos played for Nixon, and then Bobby the horse Hinojosa, and them that were dad's students. Then that's when we changed to Nixon.
That's when it switched big time. Yeah, definitely. So hey guys, so I know I know I mean the high school sports is gonna depend a lot on the COVID and we don't know what's gonna happen yet, but best of luck with the season, definitely, and I hope you guys do great this year and keep up the good work, man. But let's hit the what we're gonna mainly talk about today, which is the Cowboys who are leading their division. Yay. But
Not for
Charlie,
long.
Charlie, tell us some of the problems that the Cowboys have right now.
Right now, the Cowboys have many problems. I mean, the defense, to start off with, the defense is horrible. And I think we have the people there. I think it is the coaching and the style of football that we're playing. We cannot be giving up that many yards without the back being touched. And of course, then they get yards after that as well. But our offensive line is in shambles. I mean, I think the starter that we had there the last game that has been there the longest was Williams, Connor Williams, 3 years, third year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just horrible.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, if when the players are upset and the coaching, and well, definitely we have to talk about Zeke. Zeke's head is not in the game. Zeke's head is somewhere else. I don't know what that if he's taking care of himself or what's happening. but his head is definitely not in the game. I mean, he's
Okay.
fumbling way too much.
He's
Carlos,
making
what do you think,
plays.
Carlos?
Well, I think our number one issue since the beginning of the season has been the defense. Without question, has been the defense, and the offense was the ones kind of keeping us in the game. They were always scoring a lot of points, but they were giving up too many points to be able to win. So I think our number one problem is the defense. And then this last game, besides the line, I felt like nobody, because of the loss of Dak, nobody was motivated to be there. It looked like they were just down, and they didn't want to be there. So the line blocked terrible. Zeke had a couple fumbles early that cost us some points, and we just really couldn't do anything after that. And they didn't look motivated to be there.
If the quarterback would have been on, if Murray would have been on, he missed in the first 3 possessions where they went 3 and out. He missed wide open receivers. We would have been killed even before then.
Yeah, Gilbert, what do you think, man?
Me, well, I mean, where do you really start? I mean, we're getting beat on both ends of. I mean, both sides of the field, offense, defense, effort, strategy, everything. And were you guys even impressed by Murray beat us with 9 throws? That's all he had to do, 9 throws to be our team. It's like we got the ball here, Cardinals score again. Here, Cardinals score again. I mean, like
that was the second half because in the first half he missed so many throws that I think
I wasn't impressed with Kyler Murray, and because we didn't see enough of them, because we didn't see enough of them, because we didn't test them, because we kept giving him the ball back. I think we have so many holes all over the place, and the effort is also one of them. And on top of that is that maybe the intangibles do count a lot more than we thought with Dak's leadership. Like you said, Carlos, that it seemed like we didn't have anybody to galvanize the troops. Dak was huge on that. The players love playing for him. So with him and for him. What's that?
So, Toby, what do you think about this?
Also, yes, it's the responsibility of the coaches to have them ready. Do you think their coaches actually have them ready for a game?
Well, sir, at this level, Mr. Cruz, I really think you're getting paid so much money. That motivation is going to come from yourself as well. I mean, I do agree with Gilbert and with Coach Cruz when I say is that I think Dak is truly the leader of that group, and then Zeke was pushed into that leadership role. Hey, you know what? Hey, while he's there, take off the weight away from the quarterback. It's going to go on you, and I just think he choked. Yeah. I think the coaches do have a lot to do with the preparedness and that. But I think one of the things that has been an issue with, and this is my opinion, I know that I'm talking to a bunch of Cowboy fans. I'm all Texans, but I think one of the issues is the ownership. I think that coaches might be in eggshells, and they're not really allowed to coach or to do what they need to do. And just I've heard that the Joneses are in the staff meetings and when they're going through the game plans and this and that, you don't hear that from different owners. I understand that there's so much money invested in it, but you've got to trust your people. You got to let your people work and let them do what they do.
That's a great point, Coach. I mean, do we even have interviews for this job? I mean, it's kind of like McCarthy showed up. They had a pajama party and they hired him. We had all these applicants. I remember we did a video where we had Nick Saban, we had the coach from Ohio State, we had Josh Daniels, we had all these guys. They never even got interviewed. I mean, like it's being run like a mom and pop shop, and that's the product that we're getting.
And I think these players that are calling out the coaches right now is not doing anything to help the team. You need to keep that stuff in-house, because as soon as it comes out like that, people are going to be after each other, and then that team's just going to fall apart. It's going to get worse. We're going to be in the sweepstakes for the number 1 pick. And
you're right about that, Carlos, because these are the Cowboys, and something like that comes out on the Cowboys. Oh, they're going to play it forever. I mean, so they do have to keep it in-house.
Can I ask? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
May I add this or ask this question, gentlemen? Do you really think that the Cowboys, with everything that goes on, how the Jones micromanage everything, do you really think that a Nick Saban, one of those coaches that are used to being in control, would want to come to Dallas? Like, I really personally don't think so. The last time you had a headstrong coach, led him to 3 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowls. That third one should have been his. But, you know what I mean? Coaches are going to want to do their thing. And I don't know about the Jones family interfering with a lot of this stuff. Yeah. That's just
I'd rather have them butting heads at the top, the coach with the owner, and butting heads at the top, even if it means just one season, see what I can do and let me coach. And but it has to happen. If you're just gonna be a puppet out there, why even take the job unless you really need the money?
It's an unattractive job for a strong head coach. Nobody wants to go there that actually wants to have say in what goes on. You don't want to be there.
I just want to say this.
Urban Meyer came out saying he wanted the job. I don't care who you are. If you're throwing $20 million at a coach, he's going to budge a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to say this, that if the Jones are watching this, I'll gladly be a puppet for $20 million. I'm just letting y'all know that.
You need an offensive coordinator, Toby.
You can do it. You can beat out Kellen Moore for his job.
Toby, I think you'll take 10.
Sir, I have 4 kids, 5 chickens, 3 dogs, and a beautiful wife. Shit, give me $500,000 and I'm there.
All right, man. That's good. Well, that's good. 5 chickens. Wow, that's a lot of chickens, man.
Hey, at least you don't have to buy eggs.
Not yet. We're still 3 weeks away.
All right, sounds good. So, Toby, what changes would you make, like right off the bat, that you think that the Cowboys can actually benefit from? Like very quick, say, okay, let's just fix this, because there's a lot of problems. We know that.
Well, there's a lot of problems, but I know that somebody touched on it right now. These are people getting multi-million dollars a year. These are professional athletes, and you know what? I'm pretty sure there's if you let people coach, I would tell the Jones, you know what? We brought this guy in for a reason. And if things aren't going our way, because look at what we're doing. Let's take a step back. Somebody said, give him a year, do your way. If it doesn't work, hey, we're taking this back and we're gonna do it my way. But I think the coaches need to be allowed to coach. As simple as that. I do think that it's a waste of talent. I know that offensively, the receivers are pretty good. You know, you got Dak. I'm an Andy Dalton fan. I know that he's a Texas boy. I'm always rooting for Texas boys. He's a professional. I'm pretty sure that give him a shot, man. Like, you're bringing in him, paying him a lot of money, one of the highest paid backups. Hey, give him a shot. Let him work. What's the worst that you can do? I mean, you're already in a weak division. You don't need too much, but I would let the coaches coach. I would let them do their job, and if they're not doing their job, like our head coach does, Coach Villalon's always saying, do your job. If not, I'm going to find somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think the first thing they have to do is they got to get healthy, because you're not going to protect the what do they call them? The red. He went from the red rifle to the BB gun to now the cap gun with no line.
The red rocket.
So there you go. Well, so yeah, I think the first thing we got to do is get healthy, man. Because I mean, if you're not healthy, I think it starts with both sides of the line. We got a huge line, a huge hole in the interior defensively and in the interior offensively. So I mean, like, we have nobody. We can't block on both sides of the field. So we need to get healthy. I think that's the first thing that has to happen. And if not, they got to get better.
Well,
so,
I mean,
there's different techniques of blocking that could help them out. And also, you could keep a backing, and you could double up on your tight ends and just send one tight end out. There's other things that can be done so that we can have the bodies in there to block.
I tell you, you're almost at mid-season already, so I think that if they get to 8 games and they're not leading their division, I think they put in the rookie quarterback, and they're going to just tank the season and try to get Lawrence. We talked about that earlier with Marco, and we thought that even if they tried to tank, they couldn't because the other teams are so bad, man.
Jets are taking Trevor Lawrence.
I saw
They're trying hard to get him, man.
I saw that, but as Cowboy fans, we don't see it. But we're just as terrible as they are.
Yeah.
I mean, even Dallas is playing Washington. Who do you pick? I don't know. I pick Dallas, but
they want that playoff money. They're going to try to get in, coach. They want that playoff money, so they're going to try to get in.
It's that pride thing. Like, you know what, Gilbert, I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to agree with Mr. Cruz, saying that you've got to work off the strengths and you've got to your weaknesses. Now, your O-line is terrible and this and that. Well, then, like Mr. Cruz said, you bring in an extra back. You start screening left and right. You mean you get these because right now all they're doing, I mean, they got their ears pinned and they're going, knowing that O-line is hurting. So you work towards that. All right, well, they're doing this. Well, they start stuff to the outside. They start screening, or they start bringing in that back. Let's start bringing that extra tight end. So I definitely think that what they need to do, instead of saying, well, our O-line's terrible, what are we going to do? Well, you know what? You got to work. find a way, and I do agree with what Mr. Cruz is saying, to where there's little ways to maybe not stop it, but slow him down, just be able to get a pass off here and there, improve your short game. Drew Brees is huge on that short game. I mean, everything has to be bombas or reads.
We would get a lot of flack for that because they started calling him the dinker whenever he did that. So it's kind of like give and take. Whenever you, and also you're also taking away off of the receivers. You want to leave a tight end in there to chip block, or you're not going to have your 3 receiver sets.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine because the receivers they have are great.
There's give and take.
Yeah.
They have good
but
receivers.
I think I watched more football than anyone this year.
I don't think
and every quarterback, is throwing short passes. It was the first quarter, and they still hadn't thrown a pass beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That's the new running game. Well, that's not new, but that's a running game as well.
Okay. Hey, I know we're gonna talk. We got a Texans fan here, so we got to give them a little due respect here for Texans. They lost a tough one. Tell us about this last game and what you think
against the Titans.
Yeah, well, I know the Titans, they're 4-0 and they've got a decent record. I know it would have been a really good opportunity for us to win it. And I know that this argument, I went through it with other people. Did Coach Carmel do the same thing? Honestly, if I'm in that spot, I know that our defense can't stop anybody. We're hot at the moment. And you just got to stop and think, man, we're going to go for it. If we win, we're up by 9. If we make it, we're up by 9. We win the game, and it's going to be a complete moral boost for the entire team. It can work both ways. It didn't happen. They drove the field. They scored. We lost in overtime. Of course, it's always easier to say, "Oh, why'd you do it?" And that's a terrible call. And if we would have scored and won, man, that's a great call. So it goes either way.
Yeah, it goes either way. But I don't know. What did you think of the twink toss for the overtime? The reaction that
he knew it. He knew it.
Like he didn't have it right. He kind of damn.
Yeah. They knew that was their time to strike. And like I said, there's stuff that we don't see. But as coaches, you know that, hey, you know what? My guys have already given it. F it. We're going to go for it. Hey, we win or lose it, we're going to do it right here. I know what we have. And I think everybody in that, and you great point. Watson at that one knew. I was like, oh, man, that's it. We're over. I think he might have regretted the reaction.
I didn't watch much of the game. I don't know, Carlos. What do you think, Carlos? You saw the game, right?
Me and my dad watched the whole game, and then I know you texted us that the Titans weren't doing too good because the score was close. The score was close, but to be honest, the Titans were kicking their ass. Like they were running all over them. They were throwing. I think they had like 2 turnovers that was holding them back. Yeah. But they were really kicking their ass. Like it wasn't that close. We were surprised the score was so close because me and my dad were like, this game isn't even. The Titans are way better than them.
I had told Carlos I was just about to text Noe because he's a huge Titans fan. Oh, the Titans look great, and then all of this started, and the comeback started, and wasn't that good?
I have a question. This week they're playing Green Bay. How do you see that game going?
Myself, I see it as a perfect opportunity. I think Aaron Rodgers was exposed. I think Roman Corral is still a really good defensive coach. I think even with the loss, I think the attitude of the guys was just a little bit different. It's going to be a good test for us. But then again, I'm never going to say that we don't have a shot. I'm excited. I think there's a different pop on the team. Defensively, we still need a lot of work, but offensively, there was the guys just look more relaxed and having fun.
Ever since they let go of the coach, they won one and almost won one.
Yeah,
it's a different attitude.
I actually voted. I was actually putting Houston to win the game this week, and then I slapped myself and I switched it to Green Bay.
The only reason I switched it, I picked Green Bay. I think that Rodgers was kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, very.
And I don't think he wants a second game like that. And pobrecitos, but
I think the reason I think that they're going to come back and win because I think Houston's playing better though.
I think the Texans players kind of were holding a grudge against Bill O'Brien for trading DeAndre Hopkins. And I think that they weren't over that. And as soon as they got rid of him, they started playing better.
Yeah. So it's going to be a close game, I think. It's going to be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston takes it.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Oh,
I would.
good. You would.
Look what happened to Aaron Rodgers last time. Pick six, and then they ran to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I saw that game too.
I'm hoping for a better season from all these guys.
I just want to get your opinions, guys. Let's see. Toby first. Who's going to take it, Pittsburgh or the Titans? 2 undefeated teams.
I think it's Pittsburgh.
I think it's Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir.
I'm going Titans.
I'm going Titans too. I think the Steelers are a little bit. I think the Steelers are a little bit overrated. I'm taking the Titans. I think they're gonna use that power running game, and Tannehill. I know that's Carlos' boy, but Tannehill's really impressed me. I mean, he's really putting up top 5 numbers. He's done a really good job.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Titans also because of that run game. I love that run game.
I love that dude, man.
Yeah. He's a beast. So I think they're gonna pull out the win with that run game.
Yeah.
You know that I actually picked the Titans, and the Titans #1 fan made me change it to Pittsburgh. I may go back and change it back.
Yeah, you need to change it back, man. I don't know.
Yeah. So if I can say this about Henry, like I was when he had that 94-yard run, when he's about at the 40, like my son was making fun of me because all I was saying was like, wow, a guy so big. I mean, and all then he just got separation, and this was separation not on corners or on backs or on D lines, it was on safeties, and he just left them in the dust. And I'm very impressed with that. It was just wow, the guys like that combination is something special.
The same thing. Carlos said, "Damn, and he has speed too."
Yeah, we were watching that. Well, I remember seeing his run last year, that 99-yard run, and I said actually this game they were at the 1-yard line. I said he's gonna have another 99-yard run. Well, he didn't that drive, but then that other drive he had that 94-yard run. I was like, wow, that was a run.
Yeah, that's he's putting up great numbers, man. Is he the best back right now in football?
Yeah, I'm a huge believer you don't pay running backs. I talked about that with Zeke. I knew that we should not pay him. We're paying him 90. We're on the hook for 90 million on where what's his name? Henry's only getting 50 million guaranteed. So I mean, look at the big difference in backs. So that's like I said. If you look around, every team has a running back, it's a star running back, but most of them aren't even first rounders. That money, we could have saved that money and we could have invested in that defensive line.
There's a couple of things that the Cowboys do is to get better picks, and that's to get Zeke out of there. And you never know if Dak doesn't come back healthy, they might need another quarterback, and so we have to start looking. But yeah, I think they have to make big trades. Like
I think Kirk Cousins will be available next year.
The golden arm.
I think he's gonna get cut.
I think he's gonna be available next week. I was playing against him, and more than halfway through the game, he was like negative 1 point, whatever point. He made a comeback.
I had Rodgers last week. Gee, what a mess, man.
Yeah.
And he may have given me a point or two, man. Jeez.
Yeah. We got anything else, Dave?
No, man. I think we're good. Toby, any other comments you want to make?
No, not really. I just, like I said, I know that one of the topics earlier was about high school football, or if it was going to happen or not, and that was going to be one of the questions.
Yeah.
I just do want to say this. I know that we, me and Coach Cruz both work for the district, but as a coach, I know I'm a little bit biased by it, but by this response, all I do want to say on that is that, I mean, my son played at Nixon High School, and if my son was playing right now with the precautions and everything that we're taking at our campus, I'm really feel safe with what we're doing and with the precautions that our district is asking. And it's not because oh, you know what, I mean, I'm afraid that somebody from our higher ups is looking or anything like that. I don't, like, I'm saying it out of my heart, because there's a lot of parents that I speak to, especially my O linemen, and those parents, when I talk to them and tell them I'm going to take care of their kids, I take that to heart. I take it to where, you know what, when they're not there, they can't worry about the kids, knowing that I've got them, and I would not put them in harm's way. I would not advocate for something that I think wasn't safe. But I really do hope that our kids get a season in, just like everybody else. Our kids have been working hard. They're great kids, our seniors, and if we don't complete the whole season, man, I hope we get a couple of games here and there. I know that they deserve it, and not just our kids. I'm pretty sure that there's kids like that all over Laredo, where you mean 1 or 2 games at least. But I feel very safe with what we do. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pain in the butt. Coach Cruz probably can attest to that. We have to sanitize everything after we use it, before we rotate. The masks have to be on. We can't use our whistles. It's a lot of stuff. But if it means getting our kids onto the field and getting them an opportunity to play and finish off their senior year, I mean, we're doing it with a big old smile, and we're hoping that it gets done.
Kobe, I'm glad
I hope it gets done as
man
well.
out there that they can look up to it and coach them that way and be safe with them. It's going to be really, really important to take care of those kids, man. Definitely.
I think that
Yes,
our
sir.
coaches in LISD are strong enough to where the kids listen to them. I think that all our teams hold themselves like a family, and their coach is very important to them. And I know that they'll listen to the coaches. The coaches could take care of everything indoors. And I know that with the way they are, that if they tell the kids, you don't go to parties, you don't go to this, you don't go to that, I know that the kids will listen just to finish off their season, because this just got real. I mean, before you would tell the kids, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that. The majority, well, a lot of them would listen to you, and of course some wouldn't. But now this became very real, and I think they would listen to the coaches, because the coaches are this figure, and it is a father figure that it is. And I
Yeah, I
think they
mean,
will
especially
listen.
if it's your senior year. I mean, all of us, a lot of us are former athletes here. If it's your senior year, and that is devastating news if they take that senior away from you. That senior year away from you
Yeah.
because of not a non-injury, especially. It just, I mean, so I mean, they have to listen to wisdom. People that know a little bit, that want better for them. They got to listen to that.
Yeah, and this is this is real. I know it's hit a lot of families close, and I everybody knows that it's for real. So
Yeah. And the best thing is Jerry Jones is not in charge of LISD, so we should be good, man.
Yeah, it is a huge sacrifice, Mr. Cruz, and if you stop and think, like it's not just for not the kids themselves. Like us coaches, I can use myself as an example. I mean, I had my brother received a kidney transplant from my other brother in March, and so during this whole time, like I think I've seen him maybe a total of 6 times, for the reason that, like, I mean, I don't want to, if I don't have any symptoms, pass it on to him. My mom's up there in age, and I've seen her probably a total of 7 times. I call her, I talk to her, and I let her know if she needs anything. Same thing with my brother. But there's a lot of, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people in our staff that have made that commitment to where, you know what, hey, it's at the house and over there, and I feel it for my kids. I feel it for my daughter. It's a senior, but they're very supportive, and they understand that she doesn't go out. They're having parties. She won't go. My oldest son is a 21-year-old. I know that Coach Cruz knows him. And, I mean, right now at that age, quiere andar para arriba para abajo. And he understands, you know what? I've explained to them that there's a situation that I'm in, and there's a sacrifice for them. And it's tough. So the kids understand that. They understand that we're making a sacrifice for them, and they're doing a great job, our guys. And before we go, I told my offensive lineman, I call them hogs, because O-lines matter. I told them that I was going to be on here, and I was going to send them a shout out, Hog Life. So
Right,
I'm gonna pass this on to them so they can see it.
Cool, man. That's cool,
Awesome.
man. Toby, I'm glad you
okay,
came on.
all that O line has to like and subscribe, and make sure that they become part of this, and we'll cover their games as much as possible.
You know it.
Well, yeah, you can't call them Mr. Cruz. Don't call them old linemen, because we get her offended. We call ourselves hogs. We think that offensive linemen are soft, and we're hogs. We get down and dirty, and we do the
All
work
right,
that
man.
nobody else wants to.
Well, let's see. We bring on the
Okay,
whole hog group on here, man.
Yes, sir.
It'll
We'll
be fun, man.
yeah, we'll send you. I'll send Coach Cruz a picture, and maybe one of these days a video interview or something like that, they would love it. Son gorditos. Nobody gives us any love other than me. So any
Hey,
attention we get,
I
we
was
love
I
it.
was the coach. I love O-linemen. I know that without them, you don't do anything.
We're the hardest workers on the field, and our motto is first to blame, last to fame, and that's the hog life.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we got some good response from Cowboy fans out there, and we'll see what they say about what we said today. And guys, we'll see you next week. We should do a Halloween version next week, right? It's coming up.
Yeah, we're close to 7,000 already subscribers.
Gilbert,
right.
you got
Sorry,
to
6,000.
change your
6,000.
6,000. I was like,
6,000
man, we need to
subscribers.
get an extra 1,000. That's good.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah.
It's the hogs.
All right,
All
guys.
right, guys.
How's
Well,
it
take care.
going?
Thank you for the
Yeah.
invite. Appreciate it. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, guys.